Strange things have been happening in the skies across America.
That's right, Bob. 5 strange things this week to be exact. But what are these strange objects in United States airspace?
Well, Barb, we took to the streets to see what some concerned citizens had to say.
You know, it's them damn Chinese. They sent over that spy balloon and then we shot it down. And then after that,
They just sent more over, so now we got 5 that we done shot down. And I'll tell you what, if they step foot over here on American soil, we are strapped. That's right. Us here in America, we got AK-47s, bazookas, tanks, and it's all in our backyard. Give us a shot, China, I dare you. Yeah, actually, I'm hoping that it's aliens that are going to take us away before World War III starts, because my full-time job doesn't pay me enough to actually, afford to live. So I am door dashing now like I'm a teenager because I need to make some extra money. Gotta go. I mean, I'm not saying that it was aliens, but it was aliens, because what else would it be? And when I was astral projecting the other day in the other realm, they told me that they were going to send us signs to let us know when they were about to intervene, because we're going to start World War III and kill the whole planet with nukes. But they're going to stop it from happening. Bet. It's just a couple weather balloons. Nothing to see. Keep moving. I haven't actually heard of that, but check out this new trend from TikTok.
Oh, that's rich. Did you see that?
Oh, she sure does have talent.
She sure does. Well, tune in next week while we distract you from absolutely nothing going on in Ohio.
I heard they have the highest safety ratings for trains.
Absolutely nothing to worry about in Ohio.
Nope. Welcome to Flip the Switch with Allie, the show where, there's reality, there's satire. None of us really know the difference between it or what's going on. So there's that. But about that stuff that's going on in Ohio, of course, it particularly is of interest to me because right now I am in Ohio. And so what happened was a train crashed in East Palestine, Ohio. And that train contained very harmful chemicals that have since been leaked into the air, the earth, and the water, and is affecting people in the area. So let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about this vinyl chloride and what's been happening by watching a little video that I found that goes into a little bit of an explanation about it.
This hasn't been getting a lot of coverage, and the coverage that it has been getting hasn't been very good, so let's talk about the trail derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. East Palestine's about an hour north of Pittsburgh, almost halfway to Cleveland. Norfolk Southern has a rail line that goes right through town, and this derailment happened right on the edge outside of town on the border of PA and Ohio. Of the cars that crashed, 5 of them contain vinyl chloride. It's a monomer used to make PVC. The reporting on this has gotten vinyl chloride confused with polyvinyl chloride, the polymer made out of vinyl chloride. Now, the reason that this distinction is really important is vinyl chloride is very hazardous and very flammable. Polyvinyl chloride is a plastic that's used in like everything. The other thing about vinyl chloride is that it boils at 8 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's shipped in its liquid form. Meaning that when these trains crashed and these started leaking, they weren't just leaking liquid, but they were spewing boiling gas. So vinyl chloride is really toxic. OSHA has the permissible limit of how much you can be exposed to it during an 8-hour shift as a 1 ppm part per million, average over 8 hours. So prior to this, the biggest spill of this chemical was in New Jersey, where one train car and about 23,000 gallons of vinyl chloride were spilled, but it didn't catch on fire. Now, this crash in Ohio has 5 train cars. These kinds of tanker cars can carry between 25 and 33,000 gallons. Let's call it 250 to 250,000 pounds of vinyl chloride. That's per train car, 5 train cars. There's maybe 1 million pounds of this toxic chemical spilling into the ground and also boiling off into the air. But then it caught on fire. I think this is where the reporting is really bad because no one is mentioning what the byproduct of vinyl chloride burning is. Of the many byproducts of burning vinyl chloride, one of them is hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride is really unstable and latches onto water, like just water vapor in the atmosphere, and that turns into hydrochloric acid. So right now, government officials from the railroad, both the governor of Pennsylvania and Ohio are calling burning off the 1 million pounds of this stuff a success, but not mentioning that it means that we have hundreds of thousands of pounds of acid in the air, potentially. Now, ever since engineering school, I've studied a lot of industrial accidents. I just find it really fascinating, and organizations like the Chemical Safety Board, NTSB, and OSHA all have like really good reports available to the public. I think as a designer, it's really good to learn about mistakes. When looking at these kinds of industrial disasters across time, there are a couple things that are pretty universal across all of them. One, the responsible party, in this case, Norfolk Southern Railway, always plays down the reality of the situation. Politicians also just repeat the same lines, and then news outlets just repeat the same. So all we're hearing is the responsible party's word.
Okay, so since then, the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, has released a document that states that there are 3 additional harmful chemicals that we didn't know about at the beginning of them disclosing information. And so there's 3 additional chemicals that they didn't mention before that are apparently things that we should be concerned about. They did find polluted water in more areas than they initially thought. And they have not released the results yet of the water test to test the water and see exactly what's in the water. But there have been videos of dying fish. And I mean, let's go ahead and look at, this is a creator that I follow on TikTok that I really like, that he stays up to date on current events, and he's kind of no holes barred. He just talks about everything that's going on. And his name is kes.io, KES.io. And so we're going to go ahead and look at his videos about the animals that were passing out and dying, chickens in particular. And he's talking about the effects from the vinyl chloride. So let's look at that.
Okay, I'm no fucking chemical engineer, but I really think the government is hiding how bad the chemical spill is in Ohio. Like, I really don't think all the rivers should be empty of fish just floating downstream, and like all the animals just like passing out from breathing the air.
So I walked up to the cage, and this is what I found. Amanda Brashears was going to feed her 5 hens and rooster this morning when she discovered them all lifeless, practically in the same position, with no signs of a predator entering their enclosure.
So a couple days ago, over 50 trains derailed in a small town of Palestine, Ohio, dumping hundreds of gallons of toxic chemicals into the earth, most notably vinyl chloride, which is used to make plastics. For environmental reasons, this is bad because the chemicals can seep into the water systems of the city. So what was the government's bright idea? Oh, let's burn the shit and release it into the air so it doesn't poison anyone. And oh, don't worry, they were nice enough to tell everybody within a 1-mile radius to evacuate.
Following the detonation of the train carrying chemicals that derailed in East Palestine is to blame for her bird's sudden death. My video camera footage shows my chickens were perfectly fine before they started this burn. And as soon as they started the burn, my chickens slowed down and they died.
So the EPA sent a bunch of scientists to observe the air quality around the area, and everybody's like, oh yeah, shit's fine. Except everybody, when they got back to their homes, discovered their pets and animals had fucking died. This guy's poor dog went back to his house, and all of a sudden he started coughing really hard and just shut down and started like having diarrhea everywhere. But the government's stance to this day is still, oh yeah, everything's fucking fine.
If it can do this to chickens in one night, imagine what it's going to do to us in 20 years. Officials have said that the smell wasn't toxic or dangerous, but still advised people in the Mahoning Valley to stay indoors Monday night as a precaution. For them to say the air quality is okay, I'm calling BS. I'm going to be taking my birds to the vet to have them examined, because if this is the cause of their burn, they're being held responsible.
So apparently it's probably not that safe. I mean, that is just one lady and her chickens, but something tells me that there's more to this story. I know a lot of people are not being able to find information about this. And, you know, being somebody in Ohio, you know, we're talking about it because it's here. But apparently they're trying to suppress it on the national news, which I think it's really important to talk about. They are rebuilding the railroad with the contaminants beneath it. So they're just burying this stuff and building the railway over top of it so that they can just continue with business as usual, because we are in corporate America and this is capitalism. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. So exactly. Gotta love cover-ups. I feel that as well. Alex says, I can't believe that some people just believe that it's not harmful because someone said so. Exactly. And yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. There's got to be more to the story than what everybody's leading up to believe. And so I want to give you guys the opportunity to call in if you have anything to talk about, whether it's this subject or the next subject that we're going to be talking about. The show's just going to go on, as long as we have to talk about some current events, maybe talk about a couple other jokes or things that are funny, stuff like that. We are going to go ahead and we're going to talk about this subject a little more as well. There was also a reporter that was arrested during a press conference for the train that derailed and spilled all these chemicals, and he was actually arrested on some BS. I mean, we're going to watch a video that's going to show that. But in the meantime, I wanted to give you guys the phone number so that you can call in. And that phone number is down in the comments as well. So if you're watching this live, feel free to go ahead and call in. Give us your 2 cents, whether you agree or disagree, or just have some extra information to throw in. We love all that. So give us a call at 419-971-4102. That's 419-971-4102, in case you were wondering. So go ahead and give us a call, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that. But talking about Evan Lampert, okay, so he's the reporter that was arrested during the press conference, and I do have a video that I want to share with you guys, so we're going to watch that. And if you guys want to call in while the video is playing, go ahead and we'll get you set up in the meantime. But right now, pay attention to this.
Cannot do this.
I'm a reporter with News Nation. It's all being recorded right now.
I hope it is. This is horrible.
Because
that being said, returning to their homes. In order to ensure that everyone returns to their homes safely and orderly, please refer to the Safe Return traffic plans posted on this process. Thank you to our fellow safety service partners, emergency service personnel, and authorities at the local, state, and federal levels for your tireless work and invaluable expertise. I would also like to thank the Ohio Director of Public Safety, Andy Wilson, Governor DeWine for their unwavering support.
Lay on your back. Lay flat, please. You guys, he's a national correspondent. You cannot do this.
I'm a reporter with News Nation. It's all being recorded right now.
I hope it is. This is horrible.
Because you can't talk to people about doing their jobs.
Oh my God, I cannot believe this.
What's that?
This is horrible.
This is what it's like to be a black reporter. In
Evan, I'm so
2023.
sorry. Evan, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sia.
Roll over, sir. Get up on your butt.
Can you please listen to this because
We
it
will, as soon as
hurts.
you stand
That
up.
one's a little tight, so we
Oh
already
my God.
Thank you very much.
This is horrible.
Can someone help me?
Yeah, we're helping.
Evan, I'm sorry. Oh
Are
my
you
God.
serious?
This is horrible.
Doing a live shot.
It has always been my practice that if I'm doing a press conference, if someone wants to report out there and they want to be talking to the people back on channel, whatever, they have every right to do that. So, that should not, if that someone was stopped from doing that or told they could not do that, that was wrong.
This is his First
Going to
Amendment
comply
right.
about doing the First Amendment.
You guys are distracting from what the governor needs to tell the
It
people.
is
how
literally
it's
my
being
job
arrested.
to be there.
Why are you arresting
Watch your
Evans?
wall, watch your wall.
Why are you arresting Evans?
Why is he being arrested?
Why is he being arrested?
You feel you were assaulted back there?
Yes, the
Yes.
National Guard General literally put his hands on me.
For no
And
reason.
I asked him not
I
to.
saw it. It's on camera.
Just have a sit in the front.
The Pentagon is
Evan,
going to
I'm
enjoy
sorry.
hearing about it.
What do you want to say to people watching this?
It's tough to do your job in America in 2023, but we'll keep doing it.
All right. So he was reporting on the train crash and the things that were happening. And apparently he was talking while the press conference was going on. He was addressing his audience. And I guess that's why they said that they were kicking him out. I'm not too sure about that whole subject because, like I said, it's not even that easy to find information about this subject. So just to recap, the train wreck has released all of these toxic, harmful chemicals into the air, into the land, and into the sea. And documents have shown so far that these chemicals are not good for the environment. They can cause acid rain. And, you know, whether it's a coincidence or a correlation, chickens have been dying nearby, I guess, at least on one farm. So with that, I mean, I don't even know really where to start, because that's all I even found on the whole subject. So, I mean, with that, we're going to go ahead and, yeah, Amos said freedom of the press, as long as you take what's in corporate America to pocketbook. I mean, I don't think that it's any secret on this show, at least, that we are very open about the fact that politicians and corporations kind of go hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly. You know, they say no insider trading and whatnot, but I mean, if you follow lead politicians and what they're putting their money into with the stocks, they seem to know where to put their money. So, you know, I'm just saying, correlation or causation, make your own decision on that one. So, to lighten the mood, this is our first ever Amazon review. We're going to look at this woman's review of a cat perch, because why not?
Ever do an Amazon review on anything, it'd probably be this window cat perch. That's gotta be 50 plus pounds of fat lard. Oh! No, I did not. Just. What the fuck? Well, if I were to review the window, I'm gonna give it a 1 star out of 10. But look at that perch, still hanging on. Everybody okay?
Oh, those poor cats. That was so funny. I mean, what better timing? That was just an amazing video. I felt like I had to share it with you guys to lighten the mood. Because, let's face it, the world is absolutely toxic trash right now. It's not just Ohio, although I think it's always kind of been Ohio. You know, toxic trash. But hey, when you're from here, you learn to love it. Although I have come to the conclusion recently, after living in Florida for 10 years and moving back to Ohio, I cannot wait to go back home to Florida, because this is like my original home. But look, coming here to visit is straight nostalgic, but coming here to live is straight depressing, especially after living in such a great place for so long. So, I mean, what can I say? So Alex said the mistreatment of the reporter only solidifies that the government is advancing an agenda that they don't want us to know. I mean, it sounds like that to me. Oh, we have a caller? Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Hey, so the reporter that got arrested, do you know exactly why he got arrested or what the charge was?
Okay, I don't. So, by the way, what is your name, caller?
Oh, it's me. It's Brian, your brother.
Okay, Brian. I mean, I might know who you are, but I don't know if everybody else does. So, Brian, thanks for calling in. I don't know what exactly they would have charged him with, because it is his First Amendment right, freedom of press. And so I'm not sure. I didn't really have time to look too far into it. Tyler, are you able to Google that real quick? And
so on that video that was on there, they said
Mm-hmm.
that they got him for disorderly conduct and criminal trespassing.
I mean, look, if they want to arrest you, clearly they're going to just find a reason. They'll find something.
Yeah, but I mean, he was in a public place, right?
Yes. Yes. Press conferences are usually held in a public place. And that's what, Governor DeWine was saying was, if that's what he was doing was, expressing his First Amendment right, then what else is there? You have to respect that. You can't just arrest somebody for it. So, I mean, we're going to see what happens with that outcome with time, but it's just some bullshit, dude. Like, nobody should have to worry that they're going to be arrested by a tyrant just for existing and doing things that they have the freedom to do. And this is one of the reasons why I have this show, is because fact of the matter is a lot of people don't realize that our rights as Americans, I'm not saying that they're being taken from us, but they are being trampled on, and people allow it to happen. I don't know if you've seen, Brian, but sometimes I'll see First Amendment auditors, and those are people that will go to public places to record whatever they want to, whether it's a library or a police station or a I don't know, a BMV where you get your license plates. They'll go to these public places, and you're allowed to record anything that your eye can see, anything that you could see from public. So these people will go and record, and they'll be asked to leave. Now, it is their First Amendment right. And even if there's signs posted in certain places, they'll say, yes, but this is unconstitutional. And then they have a debate whether they're allowed to stay there or not. And usually they are allowed to stay where they're at. I mean, it's just the matter of fact that a lot of people would rather be complicit than make a ruckus. And a lot of people are hip to that nowadays. But, I mean, I'm not. I'm not here to create waves, but I want to bring it to people's attention that technically these are things that we should be able to do. And if we're not able to do them, then why?
I mean, absolutely, 100%. And I mean, we all know the reason why. They don't want us to, well, they don't really want us to have any kind of opinion that's our own. I mean, they control the media. They control everything that we see. They control everything that we eat, drink. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Everything's divided left and right, and that's exactly how they want it. I mean, they want us to fight each other, and so that we don't focus on these extreme injustices like what's going on in Ohio.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just absolutely insane.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah. So the government and the people that are in charge, or even the people above the government, whoever you may think that is, whatever label you want to give them. I'm not trying to make this sound like a conspiracy theory, because that name is given to these kinds of situations to make it seem like they're not real. But things are going on. I mean, one of the other things that we're going to talk about is the things that have been seen in the sky lately. So no matter what we can see or what we can do about certain events, when they own the media, they get to choose what we see. They get to choose which side of the story we hear. And even though we do have, podcasts and people that are doing their own thing to express this, a lot of these people don't have the money or the following to really make something big. And when they do, they end up like Joe Rogan, which, I mean, I don't really watch, this might sound bad, but I don't really watch podcasts. So, I mean, I hear some things that I'm more of a TikTok person. I have a short attention span. So I flip through and I do see things that Joe Rogan has said in the past that really makes sense. I know that he, has a group of followers and a group of haters and whatever. But like, when you get to that point, then you become the one that's either bought out or, you know what I mean? You are also going to only portray your side usually. So I know that there's been a lot of people that have tried to talk to Joe Rogan about certain things, and he's, he interrupts them and only gives their side. So one of the things that I like about my show is that I'm not going to get angry at anybody for whatever they think, and I'm going to either agree with you or disagree with you. We could talk about it, but the whole point is to talk about this stuff because we need to know that this is going on right now. We only get to see one side of the story. And whether you're watching CNN or Fox and you're looking at two different news stories, I bet 9 times out of 10, neither of them are actually accurate. Journalism has gotten to a point where it is purchased. It's sold to us. We buy it. no matter who you are. Unless you
Allie,
see it
there
yourself,
actually-
you know.
There actually are some truths that the mainstream media will tell, and really those truths are what the shit that they're talking about, like left versus right or right versus left. They'll point out the corruption on the other side, but they will never talk about their own corruption. But the other side will talk about their corruption, but that's really the only truth that they tell. But at the end of the day, they're both absolutely corrupt in pretty much the same fashion. I mean, I believe all the news networks are owned by, was it three people or three families?
Yeah, something like that. And like I said, those are the only points of view that we're going to get. So when you think about it, you have all of these companies that are going to feed us their information, but somebody is always above them. And it's the people that, it's my feeling, my better judgment says that the people at the very top are looking down at everybody, like arguing over left and right and conservative and liberal and whatever the issues are. They're making sure that you have these people pointing fingers at these people just to make sure that while they're fighting, nobody's paying attention to what's going on above them. And the question is, what is going on above us? Like I said, there's literal stuff that's been in the sky. The Chinese balloon was shot out of the sky, last week. And then there's UFO sightings that have been over Montana. That day, that was the third UFO sighting in North America that day. Canada said that theirs was small and cylindrical, and I think a couple of them got shot down. So, and they're not releasing like any information on this, and they're trying to suppress it as much as they can. But I mean, TikTok and Twitter are two very free forms of being able to spread news. And once things spread, people start saving it, and it just, it keeps going and going, because once something's out there, it's saved. Somebody saved it, and now it's out there, and people can watch it whenever they want to. So with that, you have all these people that are finding these things and reporting it, and you're seeing more and more of it, but you're not seeing it in the news. You're only seeing it on like a certain side of TikTok, or, if you follow certain people on Twitter. And it shouldn't be that way. Like, we should be able to know things that are going on around us. What are we really here for?
Just for corporations to make more money. The rich get richer. We get poorer.
I mean, yeah. So I was talking to somebody about this not long ago. It's very easy to point your finger at socialism and say that does not work. I agree. But not many people are willing to look at capitalism right now, or not as many people are willing to look at capitalism right now and say, this is working for them, it's not working for us. And there's got to be something in between that will work. And I'm not claiming to be the person to have the answer, because I'm not. But I know that something's going on, and I wish that, like, if anything could come from this podcast, I would wish that somebody would be able to, get together a plan, or, take a couple ideas and brainstorm with some other people and come together and actually talk about something that we can do to actually fix our economy, fix, our environment, fix the issues that we have amongst people, and, live in a more peaceful place. But until we kind of turn the situation upside down, right now we just have people that are becoming poorer and poorer, and living is getting harder and harder and more difficult. And you see families that are living together because they can't afford to live separately, and people have roommates more often than not. And, it's easy to say, back in my day, like, this is what we did, and things were so cheap. Well, you know what, Grandpa? Back in your day, the cost of living was affordable, and one man could afford to take care of his family while his wife sat at home. We don't have that luxury today. And we were all told that we needed to go to college and accrue debt, all that stuff, So I think that Amos wants to call in, so we're going to go ahead and do you have anything else to say, Brian?
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, you're just hitting the hammer, the nail on the hammer. Sorry, I'm, like, pretty stoned right now, so.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad stoners enjoy my show. Thank you for calling in. And Amos, go ahead and give in a call, and Brian will enjoy the rest of the show. We'll talk to you later.
All right, Allie, take care. Love you.
You too. Love you too. So, I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but my son is pumped up to hear more about this stuff in the sky and everything else that's going on. So, do we have a call in, Tyler? Okay. So, Amos, I'm going to give you the opportunity to call in. The phone number again is 419-971-4102. If you want to call in, go ahead and call in as well. If you can't get in, go ahead and leave a message down below in the chat, and we will get to you. So, let's see. Alex said, I agree that an open dialogue with a group of... Hold on, guys. I'm a little elder. All right. Hey, Amos, we'll get to you in just a second. Alex said, I agree that an open dialogue with a group of suspicious citizens trying to draw conclusions from differences, what we are told and what we see, and try to figure out if there's anything we can do about it. Yeah. Yeah. And Joe said, who gave Brian that first dab? Not sure. But I know the first time that I ever saw that dude stoned when he was in high school, he puked everywhere, and I did not pick it up. So that was like the only time for a very long time he was very straight edge. Anyways, happy for him to come around. So, what's up, Amos?
Hello.
How you been?
I've been all right. Just trying to get by.
Same.
And I'm also one of those people that has to have roommates in order to live.
Yeah. Yep.
As far as like having a third system to go by, there's other people that have been creating new systems, governmental systems that aren't like through the monopoly system that we have right now. They're not socialist systems. There's actually someone came up with a resource-based system years ago, and it got shut down and destroyed by the government. But there's an idea where we have enough machines, enough technology out there that all of our manual labor jobs can be completely replaced by robots, all automated. And it's happening anyways right now, but this could have happened 20, 30 years ago. And the idea behind it is you put in so much time during the week, like go and help fix the robots or work on the shops or anything like that, build robots, whatever it is. You put in so much time, and then you get credited for that time you put in, and they provide all the necessary, like food and everything else that's necessary gets provided to everybody. But if you want something extra, then you got to put in to work on the machine to get extra. And it's not done, like, there's no corporations are involved, like, everything just is, it's a whole new type of setup. It's been years since I looked into it, but we should definitely look into it again.
I mean, that sounds like very socialism. And as much as I would like to say that socialism sounds like the perfect idea, and I will say that socialism sounds like a perfect utopian idea, but it never ends up that way. There has to be some sort of freedom for people to, have supply and demand, have a little bit of excitement, be able to make, a little bit of, not just a little bit of extra money, but some like feel good, hit the lottery type shit. And in that kind of a situation, that's how you become North Korea or Venezuela, and it's dangerous. But we're headed that way with capitalism right now because it's not working for many people. Yeah. So, of course, there's that as well. So, yeah, I mean, as far as the economy and everything else goes, we're just kind of in a rut right now. You know, us being millennials, I know a lot of the people that tune in are, you know, millennials or around our age. And I mean, for the most part, we just got screwed out of a lot of stuff. And we're just trying to scrape by, you know, and just mind our business as far as I can see, but it's not working that well for everybody.
Well, I'm sorry I have to get going again. I'm super busy, but I want to
no worries.
Call in and put the input in. Love
Yeah.
the show. Keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, definitely do look into the resource-based economy. Like, there was more to it. It wasn't so socialistic.
Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like something.
A lot more to it.
It sounds like something that I would want to look into just to see. I mean, because maybe if we could take aspects of socialism and capitalism and find a harmony between the two, you know, maybe it would be something that would solve a lot of issues. Who knows?
Yep.
So anyways, thanks for calling in, Alan, or Amos. Amos Allen.
Have a good one.
Have a good one yourself. Bye, bud. All right. So we're going to go ahead and talk again about the stuff that's been in the sky, because it's not just UFOs. It's not just, you know, Chinese balloons. A lot of people think that all these things are distractions from what's really going on. And that's kind of what today's, you know, show is about. And if you haven't seen the skit that we had at the beginning, I'm going to go ahead and play it again right now because it's my show and I can. So enjoy.
Strange things have been happening in the skies across America.
That's right, Bob. 5 strange things this week to be exact. But what are these strange objects in United States airspace?
Well, Barb, we took to the streets to see what some concerned citizens had to say.
You know, it's them damn Chinese. They sent over that spy balloon and then we shot it down. And then after that, they just sent more over. So now we got 5 that we done shot down. And I'll tell you what, if they step foot over here on American soil, we are strapped. That's right. Us here in America, we got AK-47s, bazookas, tanks, and it's all in our backyard. Give us a shot, China. I dare you.
Yeah, actually, I'm hoping that it's aliens that are going to take us away before World War III starts, because my full-time job doesn't pay me enough to actually, you know, afford to live. So I am door dashing now like I'm a teenager because I need to make some extra money. Gotta go. I mean, I'm not saying that it was aliens, but it was aliens, because what else would it be? And when I was astral projecting the other day in the other realm, they told me that they were going to send us signs to let us know when they were about to intervene, because we're going to start World War III and kill the whole planet with nukes, but they're going to stop it from happening. Bet.
It's just a couple weather balloons. Nothing to see. Keep moving.
I haven't actually heard of that, but check out this new trend from TikTok.
Oh, that's rich. Did you see that?
Oh, she sure does have talent.
She sure does. Well, tune in next week while we distract you from absolutely nothing going on in Ohio.
I heard they have the highest safety ratings for trains.
Absolutely nothing to worry about in Ohio.
Nope. All right. So, let's see. Alex said FEMA has been quietly stockpiling trailer homes of all kinds in giant swaths of rural land. I think there's some association with Bill Gates, and that's unsettling. I mean, yeah, that's interesting for sure. I mean, who really knows? There's a lot of, you know, and I don't want to say conspiracies in a bad way, but I do want to say that there's lots of conspiracies that have been revolved around Bill Gates and FEMA. That mustache and bowl cut looked awfully suspicious. I loved it, though. I was thinking about starting today's show just wearing one of the mustaches, like, I'm Ron Burgundy. Anyways, yeah. So, I mean, like I said, a lot of people think that everything that is being shown to us is just a big distraction. But, you know, we have the right to know the truth. We have to find out what's really going on out there so that we, the people, can make decisions about what's going on. Otherwise, we're just, you know, like pawns in somebody else's game. And I don't think that that is freedom at all. But what do I know? So the last thing that I'm going to go ahead and bring up, there was a new cloud, a new type of cloud that was found over Turkey. It's the first of its kind. It's red, and it is called a labial cloud. Go ahead and take a look. So yes, a labial cloud. Obviously, you know what I think it looks like. It's not actually called labial cloud. That was a joke, in case you didn't get that. So I know some people might think it looks like a mothership or a spaceship or something like that, but I just saw labia. So it's too football shaped for that. I mean, and just anyways, yes, that was found over Turkey, which I'm also going to talk about something else that happened last week in Turkey. Obviously, excuse me. I want to go ahead and just say that a lot of people lost their lives in Turkey. They had some really bad earthquakes, like right on top of each other. And, you know, it is really unfortunate when things like this happen. And, you know, natural disasters in Mother Nature are nothing to play with. Another thing that a lot of people are concerned with, excuse me while I don't cough, is that our government or the people above them are messing with our weather. Some people think that it is going to be possible to recreate catastrophic events like this, and people are wondering, you know, in relation to that big cloud over Turkey, did that have anything to do with the, you know, with the earthquakes in Turkey? I don't know. I'm just a girl on TikTok. I'm just a girl trying to find the truth like everybody else. And unfortunately, I have to use other sources. And I'm not able to go to Turkey to find out myself. But looks at that cloud, Mom. Looks like a vag for sure. I completely agree. Wow, reminds me of the day I was born. Yes. Keep it classy, Cleveland. Hey, never. The only people who are more trashy than us are people in Pittsburgh and people in Michigan. So anyways, the only other thing that really happened this weekend, of course, was the Super Bowl yesterday. And I'm not going to lie, I couldn't tell you who won. So I think that pretty much wraps up the show for the day. And I hope you guys liked that we have a new day and time. We are going to be Mondays at 7 from here until the foreseeable future. It seems to be a good time for everybody else, you know, and I think it's a nice way to start the week. I love Mondays. It makes me feel like I want to get up and do shit. I know a lot of people don't like Mondays, but dude, by Friday, I am whooped. that weekend just rejuvenates me. And then Mondays I come in like, yes. So we're going to do this from now on. Welcome to the Monday show, 7 p.m. Catch us here on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live. You can follow us on TikTok, Flip Switch Industries. You can follow us, follow me, do all the likes and subscribing and whatever, all that stuff. See you guys next week.